A 5 out of 5, that's what Jonas Vingegaard rated today's stage to Vire Normandie. One of those classics Ardennes type stage. And I'll get back to the GC battle and Jonas Vingegaard here in a second, but I can report the yellow jersey changed hands. Stage winner, well, only the 7th Irishman to win in Tour de France history. Here in stage 6 in Vire Normandie, winning solo from an escape at 42 kilometers to go after nearly crashing at 50 kilometers to go, Ben Healy from EF Education, Easy Post, soloing to the line, able to celebrate over that last 1 kilometer steep punch to the finish. Chapeau Ben Healy, well-deserved, and well-deserved for the team of EF Education Easy Post. That also includes Milson Palace out there hunting for stages himself. This was an aggressive day of racing, and it was Healy, along with American Quinn Simmons, who were the most aggressive. Those two riders punching out early. We had 2 Cat 3 climbs early on, and then we had a bit of a respite, but still more climbs at the end, 3 Cat 3s, and then that final Cat 4 before rest, and then the final kicker up to the finish line. And it seemed that Visma Bike had a plan, because they were not letting any sort of escape go. Neither was UAE. The riders were attacking left and right. It was Ben Healy. It was Quinn Simmons. Riders were pulled back. Riders were attacking. None other than Mathieu van der Poel. Okay, spoiler alert, he took over the yellow jersey because he made the escape. Quinn Simmons right there with the classic monster. Pull for pull with him. Ben Healy up the road. And the last one to join this group of around 7 or 8 riders was Michael Storter from Team Tudor. Up the road, we had 2 Americans from Team Movistar. There was Will Bart as well. We had 2 Irish riders. In addition to our stage winner, we had Eddie Dunbar, himself a stage winner in the Vuelta a España. Now, Healy is no slouch. 2 years ago in 2003 in Amstel Gold, he finishes 2nd. Who won on the day? Tadej Pogacar. He won a stage of the Giro d'Italia that same year. This spring in Liège-Bastogne-Liège, some say the hardest classic in cycling, the hardest one-day classic. He goes 3rd in Liège-Bastogne-Liège, finishing right behind Giulio Ciccone. And up the road, well, you know who it was. It was Tadej Pogacar, who dominated all the one-day races before resetting and reappearing in the Dauphiné, which he won, and coming here to the Tour de France, which he's dominating. Ben Healy played it smart. In that group, rotating well, and then knowing when his turn was to come. Over those final climbs, we saw Storr up the road trying to get mountain points, but it was that move of Ben Healy after he avoided that crash at 50 kilometers to go that no one could quite respond to. Eddie Dunbar, Team Jayco, was doing the chasing for some bit. Quinn Simmons was sitting on the back, marking Mathieu van der Poel, letting the others do their thing, letting it play out smart in that US Championship jersey, and then himself making his own move, along with Storr, and those two would be chasing our lone leader. But it was too little, too late. Healy was going to win his stage. Healy was going to become the 7th Irishman ever to win a stage in the Tour de France. And this one seemed to be on Healy's radar. One of those punchy riders that's good in all sorts of terrain. And today, given EF Education Easy Post that victory. Quinn Simmons looked to be outgunned, outmatched on those climbs to probably what is the better climber in Storr, but Storr launching first on that final 1K kicker to the finish line. Quinn Simmons had the answer for him, powering right past him to get 2nd place on the day. Now let's turn our attention to the GC battle and what was going on out there with the escape and what Visma Bike was doing today. Well, one day after that Vingegaard collapse, we see him back and we see the team back throwing down the moves to try to catch off Tadej Pogacar as they did a couple of years ago when Vingegaard went on to win his 2nd of 2 Tour de France victories. Well, there they put the moves on, right, left, different riders going up the road. Victor Campenaerts trying it. Matteo Jorgensen hitting out, followed by none other than Tadej Pogacar, and Tim Wellens marking him as well. It was strange seeing such a high-placed GC rider from Team Visma Bike going out early, but this is what they were doing. They were throwing everything on the table to make it difficult for Tadej Pogacar. They're not going to give him a cakewalk to Paris and the yellow jersey victory. In fact, in the move, eventually, they had one of their riders, and it was Simon Yates up the road in that winning move with Healy. back behind the GC group. Well, they were in their own battle of sorts. Mathieu van der Poel, out of that original escape group, he was fighting simply to hold his advantage in order to get back that yellow jersey that he lost yesterday in the time trial to Tadej Pogacar. And Pogacar for himself was happy to see it go. That means one day not in the protocol mixed zones doing questions with us journalists, although Tadej, we love you, and I get the feeling you love us too. At least I think you do. Well, Tadej lets the jersey go. Van der Poel gets the jersey. He should hold on for the next few days. We got Mer de Bretagne. We got a couple of sprint stages. We have Mont d'Or on the horizon on Bastille Day. On the GC group coming up this final climb, I was in the interview with Store, but keeping an eye on the Jumbotron to see what was going on. I saw the yellow jersey. First, the yellow jersey of Jorgensen hit out. Then Pogacar responded in his yellow jersey, racing up the road with Vingegaard on his wheel. Jorgensen getting third behind those two. Pogacar, Vingegaard, Jorgensen, and Remco in the white jersey right on the wheel. But yes, going back to the 5 of 5 that we began the show with, Vingegaard was right. I saw him over there warming down on the rollers in the polka dot jersey he no longer holds. Didn't even hold it today. He was the third rider down on the classification in that competition, but he wore it today. And he said, yeah, 5 out of 5 day. He was happy with how the team rode. You could see him and Matteo Jorgensen laughing and smiling. Tish Benoit in there. They're all having a good time. The DSs were joking around. Quite a different atmosphere than what we had 24 hours ago. So for all you cycling fans out there, for you Vingegaard fans out there, and even for you Pogacar fans out there, because no one wants to see Pogacar just cakewalk this Maillot Jaune to Paris, we have a Tour de France. We have a race on our hand in 2025. But today, celebrating stage victory in stage 6 of the 2025 Tour de France, what's Ben Healy, EF Education Easy Post, going at it solo.